welcome back to another video. This is Flower Heart Plans. My name is Harley, and today we are going to decorate my B6 Stalogy for the week of May 19th through the 25th, and we are going to jump right into it. So I'm going to use these sticker sheets that I got from Michael's a couple of years ago. These are sea creature themed and seashells. And so let me just take these out of the plastic. Okay, so these are individual sticker sheets, so there aren't a ton of stickers to work with, but I think this will be enough based on the way I have been decorating my B6 Stalogy the past couple of weeks. So I have these, and then I have some washi tape. These washi tapes are by Simply Gilded. They came from, I think they came from a subscription box a year or two ago. I can't remember exactly, but these have fish on them, jellyfish, and an ocean theme. So these are really cute. And then I have the days of the week. These are perforated, so you can just tear it off like that. And I haven't used this yet, so it has the heart that you could write the date in. So I might use these, or I might use my Agenda 52 sticker book that I always use. I haven't decided yet, but I have these if I need them. And then I have a solid blue washi tape that I might use. And this washi tape, I don't know where I got it from, but it has scales on it, kind of like a mermaid scale type thing, and silver and a kind of bluish clear type of washi tape, so I thought that would go well. Then I have my outliners in different colors, blue, pink, and gray to match the stickers. And I think that's all we need to go over for the setup for this upcoming week. So I have my B6 system here. In the front of my planner, I do keep the B6 monthly booklet by Sterling Ink. This is where I have my monthly calendar that I will reference throughout this video. I also have my Hobonichi cousin that I'm going to reference because I did decorate my Hobonichi cousin already. So let's move this one off to the side for a quick second. And I decorated this upcoming week in my Hobonichi cousin. And to do this decoration, I used this sticker book by American Crafts. It is from 2019, so it's pretty old, but it just has a lot of brightly colored stickers with rainbows, mermaids, narwhals, that kind of thing. I love these mermaids. They're so pretty. And so I just used this sticker book for the decoration of this week. The stickers on this paper are quite thick though, so it might bulk up my book just a bit, but I thought the stickers were really cute. And the washi tape I used to go with it was by Simply Gilded, this mermaid scale washi tape I used at the top and bottom. And so I planned out my ideal week already, and I will use this plus my monthly calendar to plan out my daily pages in my B6 Stalogy. I probably should do a flip of this at some point because I have decorated the past couple of weeks without filming it. So I probably will do a flip. I am a little bit behind on my daily pages here in the back, but those are easy enough to catch up on because I do have the weekly pages in here to reference, plus the notes I keep in my B6 Stalogy. So having said all of that, I'm going to put this planner off to the side so I can look at it as I plan out my Stalogy. So let's just make room for this. And let's bring the Stalogy back into view so we can go over how I've been decorating. So, well, first let me mention the cover. The cover I get questions on all the time, and I think it's because it's very bright, vibrant pink. and it stands out. But this is by Paper Bound Creations on Etsy. I love their covers. This is the perfect cover for my basic Stalogy because it's pretty roomy. I can fit a full year Stalogy for my daily planning plus a half year Stalogy for notes, and it still has room to grow. And I love that. So I think the last Stalogy setup I filmed was maybe the end of April. So I have May. I don't remember what I've shown and what I haven't because it's been a while since I have posted a video. So let's just go through May. So I have the cover page for May. Pretty simple, just some washi tape, some flowers that I got from a Live Love Posh sticker book. Then I used the Live Love Posh Pastel Blooms sticker book from the Lush Blooms sticker collection. It was a box set that came with 4 sticker books, and I used the pastel one for this week of April 28th through May 4th. So this is how this week turned out. I still have the same elements that I usually do. It's just instead of having these boxes for most of the decoration, I just have it kind of open. So instead of having the boxes decorating my notes area in a small box on the side, I have just a to-do list and notes. And that's how I've been decorating ever since. Sometimes the layout is different. Like on this one, my to-do list is on the side and my notes is in the right-hand column. But I have the same elements on each day, a to-do list and notes. Then we get into May 5th through May 11th. And for this week, I used this In the Garden sticker pack from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. It has all these gardening stickers, which I don't garden, but I love the idea of gardening. I love to be in a nice garden, sit in a nice garden and relax. I just don't like doing the actual gardening. Well, that and I don't have a garden. I live in an apartment, so we don't have the space to garden. But I loved the sticker book. That's where I got all these deco stickers from. And the washi tape I got from Michael's and Hobby Lobby for this one. So this is how this week turned out. My weekly dashboard is the same each week. I have a weekly to-do list, habit tracker. Sometimes I put in my daily gratitude, not every week, but I try to keep my daily gratitude somewhere. If it's not in my Stalogy, it's in my journal. And then I have a notes area. And then again, on the daily pages, it's pretty much the same, a to-do list and notes. So that's how this week turned out. I thought it was super cute, and because I'm not using the traditional full box stickers like these, I have a lot more space to write my to-do list and notes. And so it looks messier than my previous type of planning, which was more boxy and neater looking. This looks a bit messier, but it still gets the job done. Then for this past week, or this current week actually, May 12th through the 18th, I used this spring and summer sticker book by Recollections. This was an old one at Michael's a couple of years ago, and I used the spring themed stickers to decorate this week. So this is how it turned out. I love the colors. They're very muted and relaxing. And I love the nature themes, the flowers and the birds and the butterflies. So this is today. I still have a lot to check off on my to-do list. I got a late start to my morning. I woke up at 10:15, which is pretty late for me. I usually wake up at 6, even on the weekend, but I woke up a bit late today. So we are going to turn to the next page and get started. So I do want to use this beautiful washi tape on the weekly dashboard. So I'm going to do, I think, the blue scene at the bottom. With this washi tape at the top. I think that's what we're going to do. And I think I want this washi tape to go this direction. So I am going to turn my book upside down just for a second to put this on. And actually, while I'm here, I might as well put down all the washi tape at once, so I don't have to keep turning my book. So that's the weekly dashboard. Tuesday. Thursday. I've had this washi tape for a long time and I've never used it. And it's not that sticky, so I hope it stays down. And then I'm just going to recount the pages. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, that works. So we have that one, and I do want this scene here at the bottom. Oh, I have to turn the book upside down for this one too. Sometimes the Simply Gilded washi tape unrolls the right direction. Other times it unrolls the opposite direction. It just depends. So how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. We have had very windy weather here in Chicago, and we had a thunderstorm that was pretty bad, but not as bad as in some parts of the country. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're safe, and I hope you are enjoying your planners. There is a lot of chatter in the planner community about people switching up their planners for Q2, which I love seeing. Well, I love seeing people's planner journey. Not that I endorse a bunch of planner hopping, but I too started a new planner in Q2. In April, I started my Hobonichi Cousin Spring Start. So I love that people are feeling a fresh start in their planner systems. That's always fun. And there's not much for me to tell you because I've just been going to work, coming home, and relaxing because work has been so busy. And we've been working late hours, plus our office is doing a renovation. So we had to pack up our entire office to work from home for 2 weeks. So that on top of having a difficult month-end close was just a lot. So yeah, there's not much for me to update you on. I have been working from home for a week now, and I have to say I prefer working in the office, if I'm being honest. When I work from home, it just feels so lonely because I'm just here by myself. Jason goes to the office every day, so I don't have him to talk to. And last week, my manager was, oops, I forgot a page for this one. My manager was out of town at a different location, so she was in meetings all day and wasn't really available. So she wasn't available. And then my coworkers in the office, it's easier to just hop over, ask them a question or talk, say, hi, how are you? How was your weekend type thing. I'm the type of person where I prefer not to do a ton of personal talk at work, but I do enjoy just the casual, hey, how are you? How's it going? How was your weekend? How's life? And then get back to work type thing. And I don't have that when I work from home. And also, I'm used to the noise, the background noise of the office. I work in the accounting department at a manufacturing company. And so we have our offices right in front of the warehouse or the manufacturing facility. So there's noise from the warehouse, but there's also noise from the office, like people talking, the printers going, people typing, just like background noise that I'm used to having. And so I find that it gets super quiet when I'm working from home, and I need background noise to work. So I've just been putting on YouTube videos in the background that I can casually listen to as I work. And that has been helping, but I don't know, there's something about going into the office that I enjoy. I also didn't want my apartment and my office to be associated with work because I worked from home at my last job, and it was convenient to not have to travel back and forth. But at the same time, I basically felt like I was always on because since we worked from home, my job kind of wanted us to work longer hours because we weren't using that time to travel. So I think they use that as a way to say, well, you're not taking the time to travel, so you can work an extra half hour in the evening. And my office at the time at the old apartment became associated with work. And I just didn't enjoy that because I had to share my desk with my work equipment, which meant I had less space for my arts and crafts. It was just a whole thing. Luckily, this time it's temporary after 2 weeks. So about another week, maybe a week and a half, we will get to go back into the office, and it will be all brand new desks and cubicles and carpeting. And I think it'll be really great to have that new space. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, I am working from home, trying to make the best of it, but I cannot wait to go back into the office, if I'm being honest. So the first thing I want to do is put a sticker to write in the dates for the days of the week. So let's use the Colorful Boxes sticker book by the Happy Planner and find a sticker. I'm thinking either blue or even this pink color would have been nice, but I've used all of those. So let's do this blue. And we're just going to put this at the top. And this is for May 19th. And I will mention I'm using a Pentel Energel Clina and a 0.5. This is a gel pen. It's my favorite pen to use on a Stalogy paper. It writes really dark and it doesn't smear, at least not for me. I haven't had any issues with it smearing on this paper. In the Hobonichi, this pen smears a lot, which is why I use a ballpoint pen in the Hobonichi. But in the Stalogy, I prefer the Pentel Energel pens. So this is for May 19th through the 25th. And then I want a sticker for my weekly to-do list. And I just now realized that these are only deco stickers. So I will need to get boxes from here. I like this long pink one, so let's go with that. So the functional stickers, I'm going to have to dip into my stash and use other sticker books. But luckily, I have a ton of stickers for that, so that won't be a big deal. So we'll put it down like that, and I do want a header. So I have the monochromatic sticker book by Agenda 52, the paper studio at Hobby Lobby. And I think the colors in here are blue, pink, purple, and then a bit of yellow, which I don't know if I want to bring in the yellow, but I do like this teal color that we have here. So maybe I'll see if we have anything like that. We do have purple. Don't forget. I'm not seeing any teal in here or turquoise. We have these, but these aren't headers. And then it gets into green. I like this color. But those aren't the kind of headers I want. I want a header like this, just not this color. Actually, this color might work. It's a bit dark, but it matches a few of the stickers. So let's do this. And put it right there. And then I'm going to use the mild liner. Let's do the light blue for my checklist. The grid on this sticker is quite small. So I'm just going to eyeball it and go every third, maybe. Okay, so that's for my weekly checklist. Then I want my habit trackers. So let's write the letters for the days of the week at the top here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'm going to highlight first and then write in my habits. I like this color pink, but it is really light. So let's do pink. Then let's do the light blue. And you can see the mild liners I did on the opposite page. They ghost a lot. There's a tiny bit of bleed through, not a lot, but they do ghost a lot. So just keep that in mind if you're using the Stalogy. That gray is a bit darker than I would have liked. And then let's use the dark blue. And then I think I'll use the pink again because I do want 5 habits. Okay. And for my habits, I track the same thing every week, pretty much. Tidy up. My camera cut off. I think I was putting down my habits. I think my phone overheated. That's what happened, but hopefully it lets me film for a little bit longer because we still have quite a bit to go. So I want to track tidy up, meds, vitamins, then what else do I track? Read, study, and journal. Let's do read and study because those are the habits I'm trying to build. I don't think I need my gratitude in here this week because I didn't have it this current week. I just had a notes area. And I think that was fine. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So let's put in our gratitude list. For that, I'm going to use the dark blue as my header. And the light blue, I'm going to use for my checklist. Or not checklist, but to write in the days of the week. So did I write gratitude or daily gratitude? Daily gratitude. And actually, I'm going to change the way I do this upcoming week based on what my therapist suggested. So usually for my gratitude, I just write a word or a short phrase of something I'm grateful for each day or something positive that I want to remember about that day. Just a word or short phrase that triggers the memory for me. But my therapist suggested that I kind of turn it toward myself and write things I'm grateful for about myself to combat the negative self-talk that I usually do. So I'm going to try that this week to write down just one thing I'm grateful for about myself. That is easier said than done for me, but that's what I'm going to use this list for this week. And then I can report back to my therapist when I meet with her on Thursday. So we have that. And then I do want a notes area. For that, I am going to get the Live Love Posh Functionally Chic Rainbow Edit box set. And I have blue. And let's see if pink and purple have anything in them that we could use too. I just want a sticker that says notes. So we do have, I like this pink color. Let's see if we have notes. No, I don't see it in this light color. This one is a bit dark, but I do have the light pink I could use. That's an option. Let's look at the purple. For purple, I would probably use the lighter one. So let's see what we have there. We do have a light purple. And then we have blue, but I have a lot of blue on the page already. So let's decide if we want pink or purple. I think I want the purple. So let's do this. Let's just kind of eyeball it and put it here. So let's put it there. Then I'm going to take the pink mile liner, but I'm going to take the other end of it to just draw my lines, my box around it. And the pink is a bit light, so I'm going to go over it twice. Like that. And let's put these back where they go. So the pink one goes there. And the purple one goes here, just so I don't lose them. And I can find them later on. So this is what we have so far. We have the functional elements. Now let's do a bit of decoration. I don't want to do too much on the weekly dashboard because there's not as much space. So how about, I do like this crab. I can actually put him here. The jellyfish we can put in the notes area. And I think that's enough. Maybe something in the daily gratitude. How about some seashells? I don't really know what these shells are called, but we can put some of these down. Let's do that one. Maybe this purple. Let's put the pink one back on for a second. And then how about a starfish? Like that. Okay, the weekly dashboard is done. So let's decide what date covers we want to use. We have the washi tape, days of the week that we could use, and then I could just write in the numbers. Or we could use this sticker book, the Numbers and Days sticker book by Agenda 52. And I think I would use either pink or blue. Probably this pink. Probably that pink. Then I have this calendar sticker book by the Paper Studio. And if I use pink, I might want to use blue numbers. I think I like these. And I think I prefer the color instead of silver, instead of the washi tape. So let's do that. So I do like a Monday start to my week. So let's do this. This is the 19th. So let's put the date dot down first and then the day of the week. And I think that looks fine. Perfectly fine. So let's put down the days of the week. One thing that might change this year at some point is that me and Jason are thinking of moving. We have both lived in Chicago our whole lives, but we want a change. For Jason, I think he's tired of winter in Chicago, which we're both used to winters in Chicago. They're not pleasant, but we survive, like we deal with it. But I think he just wants nicer weather, sunshine, beaches, just a slower pace. And so these numbers are in a weird order. Yeah, these numbers are in a weird order. Okay. Anyway, so we are thinking about possibly maybe deciding if we want to move to Florida. We chose Florida, one, because we can afford it. California has nice weather, beaches, sunshine, but that is way out of our budget in terms of affording living expenses. So we chose Florida because of that, and because Jason has an aunt that lives in Florida, and she loves it, absolutely loves it. So we are going to probably travel there on not really a vacation, but kind of a vacation, just to scope out the areas, see where we want to settle. And we are hoping that this year is the last winter that we spend in Chicago. So that will be stressful but exciting. I have never moved. Well, that's not true. I lived in Philadelphia for school when I went to college there. But other than that, I've never lived in a different state. So it's going to be scary, but I think we are both ready for a change of scenery. Nothing is set in stone yet, so we could change our minds and say, you know what, this is too much. Let's just stay here in Chicago. Our families would love if we said that. because I think they're going to miss us, but I think it's time. So we have the days of the week, which I think look so pretty with the pink and blue. Let's go and do our swipes. So I do a swipe of the my outliner and just write to do and then notes. So for this one, let's do the light blue. And then for the notes, I put it in a different spot each week. I think I'll put it right above this line for the 17 mark. And for my checklist, I'll use pink. Then we're going to write to do and notes. And that's all I need for my daily planning because, again, I have my Hobonichi Cousin Weekly that I planned out ahead of time, and then I have my monthly calendar. So this is just to distill down the actual tasks I need to do each day. Plus, if there are notes or things that don't fit on a to-do list, I just write them in my notes area. So then we can put down some decoration. I think I like this turtle. So let's put him there. And I feel like I could do something big, like maybe one of these guys, but then I also don't want to use up all the stickers on Monday. I want to save them for the rest of the week too. I'm actually going to make this a double checklist just because I have the space, and sometimes I use my to-do list as a brain dump area. So it's not only that I'm taking my Hobonichi Cousin and copying down what's on this list, I also add in other items that come up, things that change, things that I think of in the moment. And so sometimes I use my to-do list as a brain dump area too. So up here, I think is where I really want to use something big, but I'm not. I'm not going to. I will just use a seashell. And Monday is done. Let's go to Tuesday. For Tuesday, I'm going to use the dark blue for my to-do list. And the notes I'm going to put on this side because I want to use that big dolphin, and I'm going to see how that looks. I'm going to use gray for my checklist. And then I want to use this dolphin. So let's see how he looks here. I think if I put him there, I don't need this checklist. That one at the bottom. So I'll put him here. That's so cute. And then let's do to do and notes. And I do have space at the top here for something. How about this purple seashell? Like that. I like it. I actually really like that. Then how about we do pink. Let's do pink. And, oh, that is really crooked. And then let's do light blue for the checklist. Actually, let's see how the seahorse looks if I put it right here. I think that looks nice. So then my checklist can go here. And let's write to do and notes. And let's do this pink seashell. Actually, can I do two of them? How about a different color? Let's do blue. And I might as well make this one a double checklist too. I'm just going to eyeball it. It's not exactly half the page, but I think it'll work. So Thursday and Friday. What do I want to do for Thursday and Friday? I have to use this octopus. I just have to. I have to. I just don't know where because it's pretty big. So how about we do the dark blue again. And for the checklist, let's do light blue. Like that, and write to do and notes. And let's see how this looks. You got to be careful getting this up because of the tentacles. And then let's see how this looks if I put it here. Let's move it down into the notes area because my to-do list is more important. And put it there. I love that. That is so cute. I will just put this guy here. And then let's do blue, light blue for Friday. And let's do pink for the checklist. A double checklist, and let's write to do and notes because that's all I really need. Let's do this turtle. Where do I want to put him? I think I'll put him at the bottom going this direction. And then at the top, I will just do these seashells. Like that. Not bad. And then Saturday, Sunday, I have two big ones left, a whale and a dolphin, and then I have this page. So I'm thinking the dolphin can go here. I could even put it, oh, let's use this crab. Let's put this guy. Where do I want him? Let's put him there. I kind of want to use up this whole sheet because I don't know when else I'm going to use it. So let's just put down these seashells. Let's put one there. These I'm not sure how to use because they're so long. So let's put that one back. Okay, so let's just go back to the weekend and decide what we want to do here. Okay, I think I like the combination of the blue, and then let's do the pink on this page. So let's do the dark blue again. I just like this color. And then let's do our checklist. And let's make it double. And for this one, let's do pink. And let's do the light blue again for the checklist. Then let's write to do and notes on each page. And let's use some deco. So let's put the dolphin. I think I'll put it here at the top. Like that. And then the whale. I could put here. It is going to cut into my notes area quite a bit, but I don't mind. I like it. I like it. The seahorse we can put down here in the notes area. We have this guy we can put here. And then I think I'm just trying to fit in the rest wherever I can. So these ones I don't really like all that much. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use them anyway, even though I don't really like them. So let's put that seashell there. We have this seashell. Let's just put it by the turtle there. And then these, just because I don't want to waste them, I really don't like wasting stickers. So I'm just going to put them along the side of this page. Like this. Not the most creative, but it gets me to use them. And they don't go to waste. Okay, so now is where we put in our plans. I used a whole sheet of stickers, which makes me so excited. And then I have this page left, which has a lot of colors that don't necessarily match the dark blues and pinks that we have here. So I think I'm just gonna save this one because I could use this during summer time. And now we get to write in our plans. So I have my Hobonichi cousin that I'm going to reference off to the side. And let's see, for my weekly checklist, I need to schedule an eye appointment, just a routine check-in for that because I haven't had one in years. I need to declutter my email, which has been an item on my checklist for a couple of weeks now, but I haven't done it. I need to prepare and gather my documents for my license and for my passport, actually. I need to schedule my CPA exam because I would like to get that before we move so I don't have to deal with getting it in Florida. I need to check on my student loan status. I need to do the setup for my Happy Planner Mini. Oh, and I need to schedule a dentist appointment. And then I have a few more spaces for things that come up throughout the week. My habit trackers, the daily gratitude, and the notes I do after the fact or throughout the week, so I don't have anything to write for those. For Monday, I have started putting my work to-dos in my planners along with my personal to-dos, so I think I'm going to continue doing that, but I'm going to emphasize my personal to-dos mostly. So let's just write down the things I need to do for Monday. First, I need to research my insurance and then find a doctor in my network for my eye appointment. I'm going to work a little bit on my email decluttering project. I anticipate that taking days to do. I need to organize my craft supplies, and I'm thinking if I'm going to take everything with me if we do end up moving to a different state. I don't know if I want to take all of the craft supplies I have because I have a lot of sticker books, old planners, things that I don't really need to reference, but I hold on to it because I spent the money on it. I think I'm going to use it someday. So I really need to go through and see if there's anything I need to destash, and then I need to organize the rest. I want to create a plan for creating more art in my schedule. So I want to do that. Oh, I need to research moving. We've moved, I think 3 or 4 times, but we've just moved to different places around the Chicago area, not necessarily to a different state. So I need to research that. I want to have a planner session for my notes notebook. And then I want to read and study, of course, but I don't need to write that in because it's on my habit tracker list. And then for work, I need to update the prepaid schedule. Oh, I need to request off Wednesday afternoon because I have an appointment on Wednesday. And I think that's all I need to write for Monday, I think. If not, I'll come back to this. The way I do the planning in my Stalogy has changed a tiny bit. I used to just leave this blank and come in the night before or the morning of and do my entire to-do list. I've started writing in items that ideally I want to get done, and then I leave space for things that come up in the moment. So like these items are things I need to get done to stay on track for what I want to do in the rest of the week and the rest of the month. So that's why I wrote these down. But the night before or the morning of, I will come in and add things to this to-do list. So let's go to Tuesday. I need to schedule my appointment. I want to continue organizing my craft supplies. And this is the kind of thing where I have this on my Monday list too, but I know it's going to take a few days to do. So I need to do a little bit on Monday, a little bit on Tuesday, maybe a little bit on Wednesday to make sure I'm on track to get things done on time. So let's put organize craft supplies. Oh, I need to tidy the kitchen cabinets and wash dishes, take out the trash. Tuesday is when I do some of my chores. I'm going to focus on the kitchen this week. And then Wednesday, I do have an appointment Wednesday. Do I want to put that in a box? Do I have any boxes I could put that in? I could use a silver. I don't use silver all that much, so let's do this. Let's put this, I think I'll put it here. And this is for my therapy appointment. So therapy at 1 p.m. And I'm actually starting 2 types of therapy, regular talk therapy and EMDR therapy. And I'm getting those done by 2 separate therapists. So I have therapy on Wednesday for talk therapy and then EMDR therapy on Thursday. So that is at the recommendation of a psychiatrist that I started seeing too. So I was recently diagnosed, well, this might be too much information, but I was recently diagnosed in addition to my depression, anxiety, OCD, ADHD, all that stuff. I have recently been diagnosed with CPTSD. So that's where the EMDR therapy comes in. And the talk therapy is just helpful for my depression, anxiety, and my everyday stuff. So I want to get back to doing that also. So that's why I'm doing 2 types of therapy. But I have that appointment on Wednesday at 1. I also will need to charge the car, grocery shop. Did I put declutter emails on Tuesday? I probably should. And hopefully that only takes 2 days. If not, I will add it to Wednesday's list when that time comes. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I need to plan out my YouTube content because I've been a little bit slacking on videos and I have ideas of stuff I want to do. I just haven't made the time to think through how to actually make those videos. So I need to plan and brainstorm around that. I think that's all I have for Wednesday. Let's go to Thursday and Friday. I do have an appointment on Thursday, so let's take another box. And let's put it here. And this is for my other therapy appointment at 5:30. Oh, I need to gather documents for my license and passport. I will try to do that on Thursday. If not, it's not a big deal. I just need to get it done before September for my driver's license. I need to make a budget, especially if we're thinking of moving states. That will take a little bit out of our savings. And so I just want to make sure we are sticking to our budget for the foreseeable future to kind of save for that. I want to research Florida, specifically jobs. I need to update my resume. Actually, I don't necessarily need to do that on Thursday. So I'm going to move that to my weekly list. Because if I don't do it on Thursday, I'll do it sometime during this week. I want to have a planner session to brainstorm or plan out my Happy Planner Mini. And Friday is when I prep filming, which just means choosing the stickers and washi tape I want to use for my next week's setup. I need to do laundry, put up laundry. I need to tidy my office and vacuum, wash dishes, journal session, polish my nails again. And then I'm going to go back and write in my work to-dos. I should probably make this a double checklist. So I need to prepare for bank rec meeting. Oh, I need to update the Canadian prepaid schedule. Wednesday, I need another box because I have a meeting with my manager. Probably want a different color so it stands out. So let's do this pinkish purple color. So I have a meeting at 10 a.m. and that's about the bank rec. I need to request the bank statements for the Canadian location, and I need to finish the corporate bank rec. All this stuff is really boring. Sorry if this is boring you, but this is the kind of stuff that I plan out when I write in my planner. So it's boring day-to-day stuff, but it's stuff that I need to do. So that's what I'm writing in. For Thursday, I need to start the Canadian bank reconciliation. I need to update the corporate bank rec layout and account rec follow-ups. Friday, what do I need to do for work? I need to roll over the journal entries, work on the Canadian bank rec some more, and prepare the journal entries for that. Okay, let's move on to the weekend. For the weekend, I visit my mom on Saturdays, so let's write visit mom and errands, film videos, edit videos, and upload. I need to have a study session, so that will probably take 2, 3, maybe 4 hours out of my day. Then I need to meal plan, so I know what I need to get from the grocery store on Sunday. On Sunday, I need to edit and upload video, grocery shop. I need to meal prep and cook, and then probably study again. I know that's on my habit trackers list, but when I study during the week, it's usually for an hour. But on the weekends, I want to have a dedicated block of time where I study. So that's why I'm writing it down on my to-do list for the weekend. And then the rest will probably fill up as it comes. And I think I'm done with writing in my plan so far. That was fun. That was really fun. Okay, so we can close this. Put that off to the side. We can close this monthly calendar. And let's put this sticker book over here and go through what we've done. So this is the setup in my B6 Stalogy for the week of May 19th through the 25th. I have a weekly dashboard and daily planning, a day per page. On my weekly dashboard, I have a weekly to-do list, habit trackers, a daily gratitude area, and notes. Then on my daily pages, I have a to-do list for my personal items and work items, and then an area for notes where I journal a little blurb about the day, write things that I need to remember or reference that are not necessarily a to-do list action item. Those kinds of things go in my notes area. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If I have an appointment or meeting, I highlight it with a box. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I really enjoy putting this together. This shows me how much I miss doing YouTube videos and filming the decoration in my planner. So I really need to keep that in mind when I'm stressed out and I think I don't have time. I still do set up my planner, so I might as well film it because it really does make me happier. It boosts my mood, and I hope that you enjoyed this video too, and I hope you got some planner inspiration. But that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.